So I see you started Genshin.
Oh yeah!
Connor, after holding off this entire fucking time and
Welcome to the crew.
holding off from like me and Joey talking about it like every
I
week.
just didn't want our fucking sponsor, our fucking podcast to become a sponsor episode. You know what I mean? For free. If we're gonna talk about Genshin, I want to get fucking paid. You know what I mean?
Do you like it though?
It's fine. It feels like Breath of the Wild light. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It feels like
It's Diet Breath of the Wild.
you know how like in Breath of the Wild when you would like think, oh, what if I do this like weird thing, and then
Yeah.
you'd always get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
In Genshin, I would do that, and I'd be like, oh, there's nothing there.
Really?
It's another common chest. Oh well, boy. Don't understand what I'm picking up, but
Because the reason I like Genshin and the reason I like it is that it is very, very Breath of the Wild.
oh yeah, that's the best part of the game.
Yeah. But it's Breath of the Wild mixed with basically JRPG elements. I'm just
That's fucking awful.
Do you know, I was watching this guy stream.
Yeah.
Dude, every time Paimon came on screen, he was like, "Shut up!"
There was one point where it was a cutscene, and I think like I just like had my mouse to my head and I was just tapping it. Because I was so bored. The story's so shit. Not that I would have paid attention anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like doubly shit. And then some people in my chat were like, why are you skipping the fucking cutscenes? And I'm like, it's shit, right? And everyone's like, yeah, it's kind of shit. And I was like, okay, good. Then I'm skipping them all.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like, it's boring. I don't find any of these characters interesting. I just, because they're all gacha characters and most of them, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with gacha game stories is that they rarely start off good. You know, it's if a gacha story gets good, it's normally like way into development, where like 5 chapters in, or like five, like when they release like their 5th story,
Like
story
chapter
arc.
6 Arknights.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Which I've heard about chapter 6 Arknights, which is meant to be amazing, and I'm just like, well, I've kind of skipped the entire story up to this point, so
I just don't trust anyone. That, like,
I've read chapter 1, and that's it. Like after that, I was like, oh, okay. I don't need to know the story to play the game.
yeah, I just don't understand people who like love stories in gacha games. I mean, we've covered this before, but
Yeah.
have we?
I mean, we've covered story in video games. Yeah.
But I mean, they're especially shit in gacha. Like,
Yeah.
like Breath of the Wild, like didn't have much story, and that was like the best part of the game. So it's like, just do what you want.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like the reason why people skipped over fucking Breath of the Wild story is because like
I mean, you can't skip over anything.
What person who doesn't know the story of
What
Legend
is
of Zelda?
what is the story of Breath of the Wild?
Beat Ganon, like
yeah,
every
Yeah,
beat
you
story.
just
Ganon,
beat
beat
Ganon,
Ganon.
right?
Yeah.
That's nice though. I like that. They kept it simple. Like,
Yeah.
let me do it. I mean, I like the fact that you can change characters and there's elemental and the combat's kind of fun. It's
Yeah.
okay. It feels pretty limited, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
I mean, the reason I thought it was great was because it feels like Genshin is like kind of feels like a first of its kind, right? Because when you think of gacha games and when you think of like, you know, the whole gacha genre, you have this image of just like, you know, cheap mobile games that only hardcore weebs are into.
Yeah.
And it's been really fucking weird seeing just how much Genshin has blown up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I went into Genshin thinking, oh, it's just going to be kind of like Honkai, but a little bit more polished. And I got completely blown away when I was just like, no, this just feels like a AAA gacha game. It feels like the very, very first AAA gacha game where it's like way more polished than pretty much any of its competition.
like, I didn't understand how people liked Fate Go. Like, I saw Fate Go. It looked
It's because of fate.
but it looked like a fucking mini clip game. The art looked shit, and then also the story sounded like a convoluted mess, and then also the gacha rates were abysmal. So
Because you don't mess. It's Type Moon fans like K-pop fans, right? It's like the moment there's anything Type Moon, they're just like, give it to me.
So there's this thing called like the waifu economy, right? Where it's the value of the waifus, and because Type Moon have such because Type Moon have such a strong brand with Fate and all the waifus in it, that just makes the waifus in Fate worth that much more. And people like you look like you're about to die inside right now.
Gant's a waifu economist.
it's absurd. It's like absurd.
But like the story in Fate Go does actually get good. Like fucking 5 chapters in, I can't remember which chapter Camelot is, but that's when it gets good.
So when you're playing the gacha games, do you want the characters because you like them or because they'll make you OP?
I
I mean, I'm sure it goes both ways.
that's the eternal struggle, right? Do you go with meta or do you go with waifus?
I just want the OP ones. I don't care about the characters' looks.
Oh, I'm completely the opposite. Because
Really?
like every time I stream Genshin, there are so many fucking backseaters for Genshin.
There are 2 types of people in this world.
Yeah. There are so many fucking backseaters for Genshin where like I think once I had like both Chi-Chi and Klee in like my party, and people are like, "What the fuck? That's like the worst combination." I'm like, I don't give a shit. I like these characters. I just want to play as the characters I like. I like these waifus.
I honestly think like going with the good waifus is the way to go, because I feel like going into a gacha game wanting to be OP means that you kind of going into the mentality where you want to like kind of complete the game.
It's like going into
you want to optimize it, right?
It's like going into a casino expecting to be a millionaire.
No. You want to complete the game? Wait, were we not completing the game? Is that not what we're all doing? Am I confused? Like,
no, I mean, if you want to
you don't want to complete the game.
No, it's not.
How can you complete a gacha game?
Do the story.
But the story isn't everything in a gacha game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you do the story in Genshin,
all right,
and then what? Then what do you do?
You go around exploring the world, or you collect all the characters, or
collect all the You mean gamble all your fucking money away? Like,
yes. Welcome to gachas, Connor. That's the whole fucking
point.
point.
Once you've done all the content in the game, right? What do you do then?
Because wait for the next update.
But like, okay, that's where like. When Arknights came out, right? The wait between those things was just like a ticking time bomb of like, am I going to drop this game?
Right.
Like, because that wait period is like, how long can I reasonably like keep logging into this? Like, to the point where I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And obviously, like after X amount of time, when you've beaten the game, that's when it's like, okay, I'm done. Like I've played this game. I've got my fill. I don't need to spend any more money on this. I want to play something else.
I find it really funny though that you're the one who's like, no, I want to finish the story. As someone who has no idea what the fuck the story is about.
I want to do all like the content, all the bosses, like all the fun aspects. And normally, unfortunately, it's tied to the story.
Because I remember,
unfortunately, all the boss fights are tied to a story.
Like seeing you enter, like discover Arknights for the first time, and seeing you like your first entrance into the world of gacha, I'm just like, I see him. I just saw you spiraling down into hell because I saw you were like, oh man, I want to collect this, I want to level up this character, I want to level up that character, I want to optimize this, and I'm like, oh no, you're going to be spending a lot of money.
Well, that was because like I wanted to. Unfortunately, with Arknights, there would always be that one stage. Arknights is like a tower defense kind of game.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
And basically, there was always, no matter how many OP characters you had, there'd always come a stage where you needed like one specific character that had this one niche that you didn't have.
Yeah.
It was super annoying when it happened. So I just wanted to spec everything and to be prepared for every stage. And then, I just gave up. And
which is what I was saying. Like, if you want to complete a gacha game, you're going to have a bad time because
I felt like I completed Arknights. Like I did everything.
I mean, there's always new content coming out.
Yeah.
Like, you never
there
really
is now, and
the only time you can complete a gacha game is when the developers just stop
giving us
new
shit,
content.
yeah.
But this is the thing, right? When you have done everything in a game, right, and then say the next patch coming out in a month, like, are you then happy to stop playing that game before the new patches come out next month? Are you done?
Which is why I feel like this is a super interesting conversation, because I feel like a lot of people went into Genshin and they like. I don't think even Genshin kind of expected the kind of like response that it would have gotten and how popular it would have gotten, because this is like a lot of people's first introduction into gacha games, right? And there's been like a big controversy with Genshin's stamina system. When you reach endgame, right? When you kind of complete the story, explore everything.
So stamina is for running around, swimming, and climbing, right?
No. So you haven't used stamina in Genshin yet.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, okay.
No. So you understand? Okay, so every gacha game has kind of like a stamina system where normally you spend a resource to play some certain aspects of the game, right? Genshin, to me, I feel like it's super weird, right? Because you could play it for like 30 plus hours and never have to use the stamina system at all. Whereas with like Arknights has sanity, you kind of like reach the stamina cap within like a week of playing it all out. I'd say, right? Same thing with like Fate Go. I can't remember what the stamina system in Fate Go is called, but in Genshin, the stamina system is called Resin, and you use Resin whenever you like go complete a dungeon or don't go like fight some bosses. Now, when you're in the early game and when you're just exploring the world, you can just not use the stamina system at all because there's so much to do, and the world's fucking massive, right? The world's absolutely massive, that you could spend 30 plus hours exploring the world, doing everything in the world, doing story quests, and not have to like focus on grinding and leveling up your characters and doing bosses and everything. But once you reach the end game, once you explored everything, then there is nothing to do but grind it out and and try to and just use resin. And the argument is, from what I understand, because I haven't actually reached endgame myself, is that there is just not enough resin to like give you meaningful content once you've reached the end of the content.
I mean, I don't understand people who like just grind, like will play a game for hours on end and grind when there's no guarantee that anything's coming.
Yeah.
Like that's like psychotic to me.
Yeah, because I've heard that the best way to like enjoy Genshin from what I've heard from people who have reached endgame already is that you shouldn't rush through the game.
No, you shouldn't.
Because getting to endgame is actually much quicker than a lot of people expect. And then once you hit that point, and once you have to start using the stamina system, then it's like you're really limited to what you can do.
Yeah, you're really limited to content, and that's why I think Genshin is like this super unique example, because most gacha games, it's just like a mobile game where you just like you can play it for like 5 to 10 minutes a pop sometimes. You know, you rarely play it for long periods of time. Whereas with Genshin, because it feels more like a AAA game, people want to play this for hours on end, and people are coming in expecting this to be like an MMORPG where you're just like constantly grinding and constantly doing something, and there's like infinite content, right?
I just find MMORPGs so boring after like X level, right? When you start grinding. I don't know. Like, I think some people can do grinding no problem, but for me, it's like.
Well, I mean, you hate JRPGs, so.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, I think it's like, why would you just stop me from having fun? Like, I don't understand.
Some people find grinding really fun.
Yeah.
I think it's like relaxing for some people.
I find it relaxing.
For me, it's just like, I feel like you're just like taking the piss out of me. It's like, you're just kind of making a mockery of my time here. Like, that you're making me do all this.
You're only making me use 1% of my brain.
Almost. It's like, you know, when I used to play RuneScape, like I didn't mind it, but I was also fucking 12 and I was a dumb little shit and I wouldn't mind clicking on. I literally spent like hours a day clicking trees.
Right.
I can't even believe I did that.
But were you playing like MMOs by yourself, or were you playing it with friends?
I had friends as well.
Okay.
But still, but like...
Because I mean, I couldn't be able to grind in an MMO by myself.
Like raids look fun in World of Warcraft. Right. Like when it's like 8 people communicating. Like that looks fun, but I also don't want to get there because the points of getting there are insane. Right?
Yeah.
And my little brother was addicted to World of Warcraft, and he couldn't get him off.
I never got into World of Warcraft.
I've never been into. I don't think I've played like a single MMORPG.
Yeah.
Because
not even RuneScape.
I didn't even play RuneScape. I
fucking loved RuneScape. I just spent so many hours on that game.
Yeah.
I'd like beg my parents when I was like 14, like, please, mother, please pay for membership. It's only £5 a month.
I didn't have the balls to ask my parents to do that, so that's why I was like, no.
I think it was like for my birthday. I was like, can I have RuneScape for a year? And they were like, yeah. And obviously, when you were like 14, time doesn't go nearly as fast as it does now, right?
Yeah.
So I remember like the first month, I played like 8 hours a day of RuneScape every day. I was so addicted.
True gamer goal right here.
Yeah, and then when I got like 17, I stopped playing and I gave my account to my little brother because he wanted to play on it for a little bit.
Yeah.
He like fucking lost all my shit. I remember there was like this thing called like, there was this thing you had to grind for like the specific armor, and it took me like months, and he lost it.
Like mithril armor or some shit.
Oh, was it like called Fist of Gothics or something? I don't know what it was
Fist
called.
of Gothics.
It was like this armor where you had to play this like egg game. It was really dumb. I spent like I would spend like 2 weeks straight getting this armor, doing these fucking mini games, and then he lost it, and then I got it again. Yeah. I came out of retirement from RuneScape just to get this. I came out of RuneScape retirement just to get this armor again, and he fucking lost it again. And I was like, "That's it. I'm done with RuneScape. I'm quitting."
You pulled like a Hayao Miyazaki, right? Yeah. Like, I'm coming out of RuneScape to save this company.
I couldn't believe it.